Hello, and welcome to another On Point review. I am John Pointer, and I am joined here with my co-host Atticus.
Hello, yes, Doctor Atticus Fabergé. I am a movie enthusiast, not a movie professional, although my skill set certainly could round me out to one. I am, however, a professional doctor.
And today we're talking about the movie just came out, Brahms, The Boy 2.
Yes.
Now, my thoughts were it was okay. I have to confess, I didn't see the first movie. I thought I could go in and see the second one, and that it would make sense to me. And for the most part, it did. I just didn't enjoy it as much. Did you see the first one, Atticus?
I was wholeheartedly baffled for several minutes as I assumed this was a film about Brahms and not about the boy too. However, my son has told me about the boy, and going off of his excited recollections, I was able to piece some things together, yes.
I do want to say going forward that this review is spoiler free. So
Absolutely spoiler free. We're not here to spoil movies, we're here to deliver a professional opinion, even if it is humbly unprofessional.
now, no, I think the movie did a few things right. There were a few moments that were genuinely scary, but it made some weird missteps. Like in one scene, like the camera zooms in on the doll, and the doll just like cracks this smile, and it was just this weird CG smile. It kind of looked like the annoying orange almost.
Yeah, my daughter Abigail has watched the annoying orange on the tablet that we have out at breakfast time, and I was definitely having recollections of that particular effect. It was very unconvincing. It made me think that they should have just said cut. Clearly, the boy was not supposed to be smiling. It ruined the tension of the scene.
Mm-hmm. And I have to like, I didn't like how they kept making like references to The Exorcist. Like it was almost like they were trying to make a joke out of it, but it just didn't work. Like that one scene, it's kind of whispered and you have to kind of listen for it, but it's like the doll like saying your mother, blah blah blah. I don't want to say it on this review because I want to keep it PG.
Well, this
but
is a family. This is a family show, is what I understood when we agreed to do this.
No, I mean like I love The Exorcist. I remember I went to see The Exorcist with my grandfather in the theaters just 2 days before he died. It was kind of a nice shared moment before. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was just weird seeing like them just reference it as if that makes their movie better. I didn't really get it.
It was definitely a case of chasing a doctor's coattails that are well outside of your reach. I can speak from experience, and I hoped to see a thank you or a special thanks or some kind of a thank you in the credits to The Exorcist. There was none. I waited through the entire credit sequence after you see all of those capes movies. You stick around in your seat, or your kids are going to give you a real lambasting if you say you got to go and have yourself a tinkle. But we stuck around the whole time of my volition, and I feel perhaps that there could be some legal action taken if a statement is not released.
Now, you said that this movie was baffling, and it kind of was. Like, I mean, a lot of the time it made sense, but no, this might be my own fault. I had left to touch up the butter on my popcorn at one point. I was only gone for maybe like 30 seconds to 2 minutes. And I come back, and the doll was on fire, and Brahms was flailing the doll around, trying to put it out, and it was weirdly confusing, and it kind of looked silly, and I didn't really understand what was happening.
It was a very strange decision. There was a lot of very sudden exposition before the flaming doll scene, and during that, when Brahms looked to the camera and for to not say too much, obviously, he said that the boy is still alive, when for the whole film they implied the boy was dead. No spoilers, but just to lay out a simple fact to make the point I'm about to make clear. the flaming doll, it came from some kind of, with my knowledge of this industry, I'm a professional doctor, but with my knowledge of the film industry, it was clearly an action budget that someone had not spent, and suddenly there were Molotov cocktails just flying through the air as Brahms and the boy and the character Jude had more or less a long range melee. It was startling, very entertaining, but it leaves me with questions I don't think the filmmakers intended for me to ask.
Now, a part of that was a flashback, I thought. I couldn't tell what was like actually happening at the time and what was like.
Yes. I talked to my daughter Abigail afterwards. She's got a good eye for these sort of time dilation plot elements, and she told me that and I had missed this at first, but when everything turns not black and white, but like black and white, do you follow my point I'm making?
Like sepia tone?
Like sepia, but different, and also not black and white. When it would look like that, it was actually supposed to be a vision of the past of this world we were partaking in for 86 minutes, and I thought it could have been made more clear with the use of an on-screen caption, but there were entire swathes of this film, it turns out, were supposed to be in the past. I missed it, but my daughter Abigail was able to clear that up for me afterwards when we had our post-film dinner at Red Lobster.
So it's quite possible that a lot of these plot elements do make sense. It just wasn't explained very clearly in the movie.
No, another case of you'd better go buy the visual novel if you want to know the plot of the film you're about to watch.
Right. Now, I do understand they are putting out a new graphic novel based on the movie that was based on the graphic. I'm not really sure how these things work, but there's like a whole bunch of adaptations in the works already. There's one alternate universe one where the boy is a girl. I think you follow this scene a little bit more closely than I do.
Yes. The follow-up media, I'm quite aware of it as I've looked it up on Google, and there are several releases. If I just actually bring up my Google search from earlier today to refresh my memory, if you go onto Amazon, there are a lot of listings for pre-orders. The new kids' word for the cash grab, where they want you to pay up front when the media doesn't even exist, and yeah, there's a whole lot. There's a boy 3.2. There's the girl. There's the fetus. The prequel to the boy. It's really not surprising. It's not really on my radar other than knowing it exists. I mean, I'm a professional doctor. I haven't got a lot of time to keep up with all of this. I just know a lot of it.
So those are our thoughts on the movie. Overall, though, because we were a little bit disappointed with how it was handled, we can only give it 3 points.
Yeah.
But I hope you enjoyed this review. If you liked what we had to say, leave a comment. And
absolutely.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me, Atticus.
It was an absolute pleasure. And if I might just remind the audience, make sure you eat your oranges and get your shots.